Welcome to part 2 of our Mike's Gaming Gala special on Pastimes Arcade. In our first episode, I showed you an overview of Pastimes Arcade, an arcade in Girard, Ohio, that boasts over 200 arcade cabinets and 400 pinball machines. In this episode, we'll be focusing on the pinball aspect of this place. And let me tell you, if you're a pinball fan, you'll be amazed at both the quantity and the quality here. As a companion to this video, I'll be uploading gameplay footage of about 20 of these tables in kind of an archival style. If you're into this kind of stuff, make sure you check those out. Alright, let's take a look at some pinball. Alright, so starting off, we really have to look at this section here. It's kind of their museum section. They had a cutaway showing the insides of a electromechanical pinball machine. They had their high scoreboard for high scores and all the cabinets that applied to. And then they had this kind of historical section, almost a museum piece. And these are all pinball cabinets from the 1930s. The oldest one here is from 1931. You'll notice that none of these have flippers. They're kind of more like Plinko machines. But if we move from oldest to newest, which is kind of how the pinball arcade is laid out, you can see there are tons and tons and tons of pinball machines, ranging from the 1960s, the early 1960s, all the way up till today. As we go down this aisle, and a couple of the ones that are later on, this era of pinball is not my favorite. Obviously it's classic, but a lot of these pinball machines kind of feel a little samey to me. Every once in a while you'll get a neat one like this though that actually has other aspects to it. This Flying Aces had that little poker themed board in the back. But I find that in this era of pinball, there's a lot of it, like it's all the same components, but they're just moved around a bit. But what was really cool is that Rob Burke, who is the owner and operator of Pastimes Arcade, he actually not sat with us, but showed us one of the machines, and he specifically told us this is what you have to do, and you just keep doing this over and over, and that will get you the high score. And once you understand a pinball table, especially these older simple ones, it really helps for your enjoyment of it. And I found myself actually really liking that table because now there's a goal. It's not just sit there and keep the ball in play as long as you can, which honestly is more my standard pinball style, but now there's an actual task that you're trying to accomplish. And while modern pinball machines have everything going on to distract you, with these older pinball machines, it's nice to have that kind of simple task that you can then try to accomplish. Of course, at the top there, as you can see, all of these pinball machines, these are part of a curated collection. And so they have information cards, who made them, how many were made, when it was made, artist names. It's actually really cool, and if you really like a pinball table, you kind of look up at that and get the extra information. You can look it up online if you want to. There are rows upon rows of these, and because we were here when they weren't open, they were making repairs on some of the pinball machines, and here's Wayne fixing one of those. But what we're coming up to right here is an example of one of the pinball machines that really has some extra assets. and we're going to take a look at one of them. So that was really cool. Some of them were running when we were there, some of them weren't. But every single one of these pinball machines has a QR code on it. So if you are at Pastimes Arcade and one of these machines isn't working, you can scan that QR code and let the staff know, and they will add it to the list of stuff to be fixed. One thing that was really cool here is that it seemed like all of the machines were very well maintained, whereas a lot of arcades that you go to, they're really not. This right here is more my era of when I started really getting into pinball. I had played before, but that early 90s renaissance was really cool. But one of the things I really liked about Pastimes Arcade is it introduced me to really cool cabinets like this. One is one of those cabinets that a lot of die-hard pinball fans don't like because it is so different, but I thought it was really cool, and there aren't many of those orbiter cabinets made. Here we see some of the wide Atari cabinets. Of course, when they were making some pinball cabinets, they had to be different, and these are not the standard size. You can see they're a little wider. I'm not a huge fan of that, but some people really like it.
Welcome to the Enterprise. Has discovered nothing, sir. Kickback is ready. Set coordinates for the Alpha Quadrant. Congratulations, Lieutenant.
So I've shown a couple inserts of some pinball machines, and coming tomorrow, as of the launch of this video, is going to be a slew of kind of dedicated pinball videos like that. We're also going to cap off some of the newer cabinets at the end of this video, just a bit of a teaser. But if you want to see some gameplay, granted I am not the best pinball player, but if you want to see some gameplay of some of these cabinets, I did record some, and I will be posting that tomorrow. It is currently available to members, but it'll be available to everybody tomorrow. Here's the Doctor Who cabinet. This one's for Dr. Scott. He's a big Doctor Who fan, as am I. And it's really cool. They even have the little Dalek on top, which in a lot of places that part is missing. This Crossfire, for those in the 80s and 90s that remember those little games where you would shoot the ball bearings at each other, it's kind of a pinball cabinet style version of that, shooting targets. Really, really cool. I'd never seen that before. Of course, we have Bobby Orr's Power Play Pinball. As a Canadian, I had to point that one out. Lots of really cool cabinets. I love the Tron Legacy cabinet. Anything you'd want to play, it's here. So many pinball machines. At this point, I should probably mention that I will be a guest at the 40th Annual Pinball Expo this October 15th through 19th in the Chicago area. If you're anywhere close, some of these will be coming up there, and there's going to be lots of free play. And they're combining with the Video Game Summit this year. So if you have any interest in pinball or arcade, absolutely come down. It's going to be a lot of fun. And best part, I am a guest there. I will be doing a talk on homebrew games. This cabinet is really cool, this Thunderball cabinet. This is one of 10 in the world, which is pretty incredible, and you can play it here. Unfortunately, it wasn't working when I went to go try to play it, but it's on their fixed list, so if you go to Pastimes Arcade now, I am certain that it's working. Episode 1 Star Wars. It has kind of the holographic projection screen on the playfield, which is cool. Another one of these BB shooting games where you actually have to spell out words. That one was a lot of fun, but it's very difficult. One thing that was really cool is that you're not just getting the Stern cabinets and the Jersey Jack and the Williams. You're getting stuff from all over the world. They had Italian pinball cabinets. They had German pinball cabinets. They had stuff really from all over the place. And a lot of it I had never even heard of before. So absolutely, even if you're a dedicated pinball guy, you're gonna find some stuff here that you've never seen before. I can almost guarantee it. And of course, you even have the little arcade / pinball stuff like Baby Pac-Man. This is pinball heaven, guys. There is no other place that I've ever been that has this much, and it is all free play, which is the best part, because if you're anything like me, pinball games do not last long. In the back, they had a couple other little cabinets, and of course, they had Hercules, the world's largest pinball cabinet. This thing uses a billiard ball as the ball. I don't think it's the best cabinet in the world. It's alright, but just the novelty of it's really cool, and you could come here and play it. And I saw one of these at the Midwest Gaming Classic, but you couldn't play it. Here you can play the full Flintstones experience. And here's some of the modern cabinets, and I'm gonna let this play out, but we're gonna finish off where I will show some gameplay from all of these modern cabinets, because some of them are really cool. I love the Elton John one, and the Safe Cracker is really great.
Complete this quest, and you'll be rewarded.
Don't go that way.
I'm not saying you silly-sally in the outlane.
And that's a pinball-focused video of Pastimes Arcade. Like I said, tomorrow I'll be dropping a whole bunch of pinball gameplay videos like the little samples that were scattered throughout this one. So make sure you check those out. Also, there were hundreds of pinball machines in the backstaff area of this place. I showed it in my first Pastimes Arcade video, so check that one out too. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in part 3, where we'll look more at the arcade side of things.